What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading, and we are back. We are back with another daily trade review. Just like yesterday, today was a one and done day. Again, just like yesterday, got a late start. I had an appointment this morning, which kept me from being at my desk at market open. No big deal. And that appointment was with an eye doctor. And I was basically trading blind this morning, y'all. Went to the eye doctor. If anybody's gone to the eye doctor, you know they dilate your eyes. Something else that they do, which I find kind of strange, is growing up, you always told not to poke somebody in your eye. But what's the first thing they want to do when you go to the eye doctor? Take that little thing and poke you in your eye to get your pressure. But like I say, they dilated my eyes. So once I left the doctor's office, I still could not really see. But got out of my vehicle. I had pulled my laptop out because laptop is always with me. Opened it up, logged on to my little hotspot, just seeing what the market was doing. Scrolled through the watch list. Didn't see anything on the previous 5-day watch list. So went on over to the usual just pre-market gap list that I have, and ran across CLNN, I think it's called, and was just watching it. Looked like it was starting to form a pattern, so took note on it. And if y'all watch, I'm not sure if any of y'all watch Jared Wesley over at Live Traders. He has something that he always says as far as if you have to turn your head sideways to look at a chart to find a pattern. It's not really a pattern if you got to do all that just to find a pattern. Well, this morning, I had to turn my head sideways just to be able to see what the range and the high of a particular candle was so that I can get into a trade, because I could not see what that information was just trying to look straight on at it. But ended up seeing what that range was, seeing what the high of that candle was. Next candle formed, I put my order in, it triggered, it automatically set my brackets, and we watched it for a couple of minutes. It took a while to do anything, so I closed my laptop up. Once I'm in my trades, once I got that bracket set, I don't really need to sit there and watch it. It's either gonna stop me out or it's gonna hit target. That's how I need to really be trading. I need to set that stop, set that target. I've been cheating myself out of money on a lot of trades lately by moving my stop around. We'll see on this trade. I think this trade took about 15 minutes to play out, but guess what it did? It played out. So we're not gonna look at the thumbnail watch list because there is nothing on the thumbnail watch list. We'll go ahead, check out the information in TRADERVUE. We'll pull it up in Thinkorswim, look at the actual charts, and we will be on our way. So let's go. All right, so we have TRADERVUE pulled up. Reviewing trades for Thursday, July 14th. We see that we took one trade today. Closed P&L on the day, 103. We took an odd lot on this one today, y'all. We took 415 shares. Reason being, this one had a 12-cent stop. And I did not round up like I usually do. Normally, I would round that up to 15 cents. I'm gonna be curious to see if that makes a difference on this trade, because that's something that I didn't look at to see. Had the stop been at 15 cents and the target would have been 30 if I still would have hit target. But take a peek at the 2-minute chart. This was the 2-minute. Like I said, I was not there to see how all of this took place, but what I did see was this came down. It's in a fairly decent downtrend. Sellers really stepped in on that candle, but this thing kind of curled back up. And I opened my laptop and saw it just as it was breaking VWAP. So now I'm getting interested. I'm like, okay, This thing broke VWAP. If it pulls back and it can go, I'm going to be interested in it. This was the 5 minute. 5 minutes confirming what the 2 minute was showing. And actually got in it based off of 5 minute numbers. So when we look at it in Thinkorswim, we'll check both of them. But like I said, 415 shares. Max unrealized gains, 103.75. That was target. Max unrealized going against us, 1946. This thing never really went against us. And max gain, 25 cents. That was our target. So 12 cent stop. We did round the target up to 25 cents. Guilty as charged on that one. But solid trade. Solid trade. But let's go ahead. Let's bring up Thinkorswim. We'll look at the particulars in there, and we'll be on our way. And if you haven't already hit that like button, now is the time that I'm going to ask you to do it. It won't take you but a second. Hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, this is your first time coming over and checking me out, please think about subscribing. I still consider myself a new trader. I'm maybe a year and a half into this thing. I really got started last March. So y'all are going on this journey with me, on this journey to become a professional trader, because that is my goal. My goal is to become a professional trader. But you notice I changed the layout for my reviews up. I'm always fidgeting. What I did was I added the active trader ladder, and I removed quite a few of the columns that's in there. This one is only going to show you volume and price. But if you don't use the active trader ladder for nothing else, I think these two columns are important. And I'm going to show you why. Let's see if it'll work on the SPY. Yep, there you go. So scrolling down, you see this is price volume. And I'm sure you can do this on the chart. And I think I've seen it on some charts and never really knew what the heck it was. But to me, it's cleaner over here. So when this stock is actually moving, when the market is open, this thing is bouncing all around, and these are bouncing all around. And this is telling you, see, it keeps wanting to auto center, so that's why it keeps moving. But this is telling you that these two price amounts was heavy. This was support or resistance. If the stock was trading below this is going to act as resistance, and this was pushing it down until it can break over and get on that side of it. And then you can use that price action as support. So when I'm taking my trades in the morning, I'm over there watching that active trader. For one, it's going to confirm when you put in your lines on your chart. But two, it's a quick and easy way to see, do I want to really get in that trade? Why do I want to get in this trade here when I got overhead resistance right there? Let me let this thing come back over on this side. And then based on what a pattern is on the chart, it's going to tell me if I need to wait and let this thing come back and bounce and test it, or if that pattern is telling me that it's about to run. So good area to see where you can possibly be setting up for a breakout too, because if it's bouncing right here and the level 2 is building up with buyers, it's letting you know you might want to set your order just on the other side. You can anticipate, but anticipation can make you look like an A sometimes, but let that thing get on that side. So that's why I added this on here, just so that I can kind of look at it. But let's go ahead, let's pull up CLNN. Let's see if CLNN shows you something. Look at that. This shows you a bunch of congestion right there. Why would you want to be buying right here with all of this overhead? Let this thing get on this side of it and then find a pattern and keep it going up. But That's my take on it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. That's how I use this. I use it like, look at that. That was 40 million shares at $4.13. 40 million shares. That's crazy. Let's scroll over. That's where it closed at today. 40 million shares. Somebody bought at 413 knowing something. Let's turn on the aftermarket real quick. There, that's aftermarket. So somebody bought it. Somebody bought 40 million shares right at most likely market close, because we see the market closed at $4.13. And look at what this thing did. Chopped around, and after hours, it got up to $5.50. It's crazy. But like I said, that's just something that I like to use when I'm trading throughout the day. But let's get rid of that. Let's go over here. Let's blow this up. Let's take care of the business at hand. So we got in this trade at 11:06, and we paid $367 to get into it. So we'll drop that arrow right there. Let's come on over here real quick and just take a peek. Like I said, I didn't get to see any of how this was taking place. By the time I got to looking at a chart, it was over here. But again, I saw this breaking the VWAP, and my thought was, okay, let's let this pull back and see what happens. Did exactly what I wanted it to do. It pulled back. Could have gotten in right here when it broke that candle. Put the stop here, or put the stop down at VWAP, give it a little extra room. First thing in the morning, probably would put it down just below VWAP. But I didn't want to get in on this candle. I wanted to get in when it broke the high of that candle right there. Let's highlight it. Yep, high is $3.67. And the range of that candle is 6 cents. But I had to take into account the range of that candle as well. So instead of doing that, let's come over here. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. So 5-minute chart is showing you all of this stuff right here. Congested up. Sellers was heavy into this thing early in the morning, but it curled back around, buyers stepping back in. And what I said was, I'm gonna let this candle finish. Let this 5-minute candle get above VWAP, and I want to get in when it breaks the high of this candle, and I'm setting my stop at the low of that candle. And look where it is. It's below VWAP. So I highlighted it. I look up top. It's going to tell me the range is 12 cents. I'm going to look over at the high. It's telling me the high of that candle is 367. That's all I need to know to get into the trade. I don't need to know what the low of that candle is. I don't need to know where it opened or closed at. I need to know what the high of the candle. That's going to tell me where to get in. And I need to know what the range is, because that tells me what my stop needs to be. So range was 12. I didn't round this one up. I went straight with 12, put that in the system, told me I needed 415 shares and probably some odd number. Grabbed 415 shares. I set my target to 25 cents. So like I said, I did round that one up 1 penny. And then this thing triggered me in. We see that it was taking a while to do what it was going to do. My brackets are set. So I'm going to go ahead and close my laptop out, get out of these people's parking lot. And by the time I opened my laptop back up, this thing was just about, I think it had just gotten me out of the trade. And we got out of this one at 11:20, and 392 is what we got out at. So You see this came right on up. Like I said, this was going to act as an area, possible resistance. We see it gave it a little resistance, and then it just popped on over. Got a little bit higher than our 2-to-1. That 2-to-1 is important, especially in this market right now where we're not really getting a lot of follow through. Had this been a 3-to-1, trying to get 3-to-1 out of it, no way. Thing would have rolled back over, stopped me out, and that would have been the end of it. But the one thing I did want to see is if I rounded this up to 15, would have needed 30 cents out of the trade. Would have needed 30 cents on 367. So we would have needed 397. So we still would have hit target, but we would have been cutting it close. We would have been cutting it mighty close. So definitely need to stick to 2-to-1. Need to stick to 2-to-1. And I'm going round and round with just leaving that stop in place, especially when we know that it is a solid trade. If we've done our homework, we then went through our checklist, confirmed that this is a good trade, let that thing work. I do know that this is a different market than last year when the market was hot, but we see these stocks are still going to target. Even in this down market, we still can find ideas every morning that can make us money. And I need to get proficient with shorting stocks, and we can make it going down, because I need to get this video out for July 12th, my trading day for July 12th, because what was a pretty red day should have been a green day. And it's just because I was not proficient in taking a short trade. So need to work on that. I think what I'm going to do, I'm gonna focus on my risk being $50 for the rest of this month on my long plays. I need to get my mind right. It's like on that NVDA trade yesterday, had a higher risk and kind of scared myself out of it. I'm gonna go ahead, keep that risk at $50 for the rest of this month. And I think on my short entries, I'll only be risking $10 until I can get comfortable using the ladder. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna lower my risk on those. So if I do make a snafu like I did on the 12th, it won't cost me as much, because I give y'all a little synopsis of what happened. I got into a trade. Trade worked great for me. I canceled the brackets and I tried to put new brackets in. And instead of me trying to put the brackets in on the buy side, I was clicking on the sell side, and it was entering me into new orders. So now this trade that was green for maybe 250 shares, now I'm in for like 500 shares. And instead of me getting out of the trade where it was good, now the trade is bouncing the other way, and now I'm red on it. So that was what was happening with that. But I did screen record that, so I kind of want to package that up so I can kind of pay a little closer detail to it. But on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. As always, I hope y'all enjoyed the recap. Glad to have y'all along for the ride. For those that like to come over and check it out. Like I said, I am a new trader, year and a half in the game, but expect to see me around for the long haul. I enjoy this. I I need to really start treating it as a business, because that's what it is. I am a business owner, so I know it's required to be a business owner. I've had my embroidery shop going on 12, 13 years now. Wow. So I know what it takes to run a successful business. And I really need to start treating this as a business. I'll take trades at times that I didn't really totally think out. They'll work, but need to be thinking out all of these trades. Need to have I have a plan. They need to have a written plan. Just like pilots have checklists, we need checklists when we trade, and they should be written. Pilot gets in a plane every time. He can get in that plane 100 times. The next time will be 101. He's going to whip out a checklist that he's looked at 100 times. So on that note, again, I'm going to wrap this one up, and we will be back at it tomorrow, hopefully pre-market, so that we can get some ideas and have a successful Friday. So I'm out of here. Peace.